everybody, I'm Latrina Patrick. Welcome to day 16 of our 90-day grant writing tutorial. Well, today I want to talk about something that I really enjoy talking about, and that is what happens after the grant has been submitted. For me, I believe it's really important that you understand the grant review process because that in turn will make you a better grant writer. I can't tell you how much it helped me once I started reviewing grants for the feds. It helped me as a grant writer because it took away a lot of the fear, it took away a lot of the intimidation, because when I started out I was very intimidated by the process. So I want to be able to give you an inside look on what happens once the grant has been submitted. So it's just a couple of things that I want to go over with you today. First of all, you need to know that the reviewers have no idea of who you are. These are people who have been selected from not only outside of your state, but typically from the opposite coast that you're on. When I have accepted assignments as a grant reviewer, I have to sign off on a conflict of interest form that ensures them that I have no idea of who these applicants are that I'm reviewing, and they typically are giving me grants from the West Coast. I live in Atlanta, so I get grants that are in Texas, California, New Mexico, so they go to great extremes to make sure that there aren't any conflicts. The second thing is the RFA, the funding announcement, is what we use for our criteria to review that grant. So when I did my tutorial the first week about understanding the funding announcement, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to go through that with you so that you understand how this process works. And the better you are with that funding announcement and responding to it, the better you are at being successful at getting grant awards. And I didn't mention it before, but I'm very specific in this tutorial about federal grants, because corporate grants their process is a lot different and it's a lot more personal. But the federal grants is very specific about how they do this, and that's what I'm sharing with you guys today. So when they get that application that they're about to review, what goes along with that is they've already been giving that funding announcement that you've responded to. So each section that's identified in that funding announcement that tells you what they're looking for in the program description, what they want to see in the budget, what they want you to include in the evaluation plan or in the problem statement. There's a bullet of those items in that funding announcement, and that's what the reviewers are getting to review your application. So they are looking at that announcement to see, okay, they answered this question, did they answer that question? So that's what their guide is. So you know what they're looking at. And honestly, that's half your score right there. If you just answer every bullet that's in each section, because they identify the points in that funding announcement of how many points you're going to get for each section. If you actually just even address every bullet that's in that section, that's half your score right there. The remainder of your score is the substance in which you answer those questions. But some people don't even answer all the questions, and so that lowers their score quite a bit. And we know this process is competitive, so you want to make sure you maximize your points. And just by answering those questions, you really are going quite a distance in your points that is going to be very helpful to you. The other thing is that when reviewers submit their scores, it's not just one person making the decision. It's a team that has been assigned a set of applications. And so it's not just one person, it's a team that's been assigned, and you have to justify your scores. So it's very difficult to give someone a perfect score because you have to really justify that, and you also have to really justify giving people no scores. And another reason for that is because when a federal application, you have the right to access the reviewer's notes. So if you don't get funded, you can request the reviewer's notes, and I encourage you to do that. They're writing and taking all those notes so that it can be helpful to the person on the other end of that application. We want to let you know what you did wrong so that you can do better the next time around. So those notes are really good for you to help you advance your application the next time around. I really encourage you to do that. And the last thing is that the awards are being given based off of regional specifications. So especially with the government, they want to make sure that not only they get more bang for their buck, but they want to distribute that money as far as they can, because there's not a lot of money around on the table these days for grants, and they want to give as much as they can into the best programs that they can. So if it's very common for there to be several hundred applications submitted for a federal grant, and they want to make sure that that money is distributed evenly, or as evenly as possible across the country. And so, if you're in Georgia and you're applying for a federal grant, well, there are other people in Georgia applying too, and only the best out of that state is going to get that award. And so you're not only competing with people in your state, but you're competing with people outside your state. So again, you want to maximize your points as much as you can and do as great a job as you can, because the feds are not going to give that much money to one particular state. They're trying to give as much money out as they can and get the results that they want to get. So that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you today. I hope that you find that information helpful. If you have any questions, comments about anything I've shared today, make sure you leave your questions here on my YouTube channel so that other people can access the responses. And if you want to get immediate notification of my videos when I upload them, subscribe to the channel. I also send out weekly updates to let you know what's coming up every week in my tutorials, and I send that out every Monday. In order to get that, subscribe to my email updates on my website at www.greatervisionconsulting.com. And for doing that, I'm going to send you out a Grant Writers Toolkit that has a budget proposal, a template for putting proposals together, a sample budget, I should say. It has a sample letters of support that you can send out to your partners when you are trying to apply for a grant, and it has a bunch of references and resources that are very helpful to anybody starting out in the grant writers field. And then make sure you check out my bio and my experience and the services that I offer. So, if there's something I can do for you and your organization, send me an email and let me know. So I look forward to tomorrow. I know it's going to be another great tutorial, and I look forward to seeing you back here then. Bye.